Now, among the handouts that you have is a double-sided document. A lot of teachers, and I'm back in school now, like to frustrate students, or at least I won't say like to frustrate students, but I, as a student, am frustrated when the approach is, here is the theory, and we'll talk briefly about practice. In the years of experience, what you do get is practice. Over the years, I do this every time, or what you have in your hands, every time when I give evaluations. So what I'm giving you is the way that I do it. Feel free to tailor it. I was told by a great Toastmaster that good speakers borrow, great speakers steal. Feel free to steal. I won't even call you out on it. You can wink at me and tell about your genius, and I'll go, that's right, you're a genius. In this, you recognize the speaker. You formally thank the speaker, usually by asking the audience for a round of applause, and you share the speech objectives. Now, you'll get a chance to share your, what I call trademarkable opening in just a few minutes. I want you to listen to Ryan's speech when he comes up. Now, I don't want you to do the whole evaluation. I just want you to give the wow opening. What we're talking about is a wow opening that you'll use every time. My opening every time is going to be something like, what's your name now?
Ginger.
Ginger, okay. Ginger, you gave a wonderful speech, great impact on my life, and I'm glad I was here to hear it. In Toastmasters, we are trained as speakers not to say thank you. We, as the audience, thank you for giving a wonderful speech and blessing us with it. Please join me with a raucous round of applause for Ginger. I love it. Robert, did you get it? Fantastic. All right. Ginger, did you feel a tingle?
Yeah.
Ginger, don't be disappointed when I tell you I do that for every speech evaluation that I do. It's a script. That's not a bad thing. About how long is an evaluation? 2 to 3. About how long is table topics? 1 to 2. We're talking about doubling the time. This is a double time impromptu speech. What I'm trying to do is get your patented opening and a close that you don't have to think about much, so that amorphous minute and a half in the middle is the only thing that you're thinking about. You can be adept if you don't have to think of what did I mean to say. That's why I'm giving you the opening, not because it's insincere. Because if it wasn't a great experience, I would have to come up with something else. You'll have your chance in just a few, but I want you, as you listen to the speech, to think about a similar trademarkable opening following, if you like, the script. Next slide. Tell the speaker 1 to 2 things that you saw during your speech experience. 1 to 2 things that you heard, and 1 to 2 things that you felt as a result of the speech. Now, your feelings can be good or bad. A lot of people love to end speeches. Now, you just kind of silently, slickly raise your hand. Do you end with, I can't wait to hear your next speech? No one's moving. Okay, John is helping me out. I used to end every evaluation that way. There are some speeches that we can wait until we hear the next, if they're going to continue to deliver them like that. If they are a member of our club and we truly care about their development and our club's reputation, we need to tell them. But we can tell them in a way that gives a good push in a positive direction. There's a way to say that. And I also want you to think about the way that you close, positive or negative. I have a mentor, old mentor, Dennis McCall. And he gave me some, will we say bad news or not so good news? Let's say bad news, we're all adults. All right. There was a project that I had undertaken just after I had gotten my competent Toastmaster. It was CTM back in the day. So I decided to go into the advanced manuals, and admittedly, a lot of us who had fast-tracked to that level had gotten lazy. The morning of, we would be talking about our speeches, and we say, aren't you speaking today at noon? Yep. What's your topic? I know it at 12. Not effective preparation. And that was show. I was to do a sales training speech. I was funny. I was lively. I answered questions. I did not meet the speech objectives. Now, Dennis gave me a decent evaluation that didn't hurt my feelings. He pulled me aside and he gave me commentary that I wished he had actually worked into the evaluation. Now, I say that now, having taken some lumps. Maybe he knew I wasn't ready for it back then, but if he had a chance to tell me, I would imagine he would have said it kind of like this in a public forum. He said, "Oscar, I know that part of what you aspire to be is a wonderful speaking professional. I know that the Oscar you desire to be will not allow what happened today to happen. Not that you did bad, but you didn't do great. You aspire to greatness. I want to see greatness, and I know I've seen it before from you. Now, I want you to do that speech again. I look forward to it, and we'll talk offline about the things I know you can improve upon. And when you do that speech, I want to be there. I want to evaluate that one." Anyone feel a tingle? He didn't let me off the hook, but he told me what I needed to know. And I was good. I was glad for it. I did that speech again. Now, how many of you think I did much better the second time?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. You have so much confidence in me. I didn't do that much better. I did learn something, though. It was a sales training speech, and it's not part of my personality. That's part of a cop-out, but I did pay attention to the objectives. I met the objectives. In so doing, I had to dial back on some of the humor. I think that's a strong point. I had to dial back on some of the stories that I told. I think that's a strong point. So I didn't feel as great about the speech. I met the objectives. I grew as a speaker. That's what he was mentoring me toward. So, sometimes you have to give not so great news. So doing, remember that, and also take that under advisement when you develop your close for Ryan's speech. At the end, remember the handoff. You have just given an impromptu speech that is twice as long as any table topic, and I know you want to run back to your seat. Don't do it. Keep the protocols. Man your station. Toastmaster will relieve you. Shake hands and then go to your seat. Next slide. Now, what happens if a speaker doesn't do anything wrong? We are the encouragement people. It's okay to tell them what they've done right. A great Toastmaster, who was a mentor of mine, Elani Burton, told me, if you find a work of art, don't nitpick at that work of art. It's beautiful. Take it, put it in a different frame, hold it up for everyone else to admire. Show them what's right about the speech. A teaching opportunity, becoming a learning opportunity. And now, it's your time to learn. Next slide. I have a guest, a mercenary Toastmaster, who is going to come up and bless you with a speech. Our next speaker is Ryan Cohn. He is from Richard Bowers and Company, commercial real estate, been in the game for 3 years. He joined Toastmasters to overcome fear, and I guarantee that a room full of people, no matter how well-intentioned and smiley, is a true opportunity to overcome that fear, so you got what you paid for. He just finished his 10th speech. Please give him a hand.